And we are live. Hello, and thanks for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ian Eatwell, and I'm joined by Harrison Ngo
So,
and Luc Tran.
Hello.
If you're a new listener, we each bring something to the table, which can be anything ranging from movies, comics to video games, or whatever the hell we feel like talking about. So, yeah, come listen in. Listen to us on YouTube or on your podcast service of choice, and sit back and relax. Grab some food. Because today,
Maybe if they're not relaxing and they're like walking or at the gym, don't relax. Don't relax on a treadmill. That's a bad idea.
yeah,
But yeah.
that's how you
Or
get
maybe that's the go-to move to dismount from a treadmill.
you go into your primal state at that point. The fight or flight kicks in.
Yeah.
We're getting into
As I already derail you, Ian.
Those like monkey walks that you see. Have you guys seen those?
What?
What are you talking
Primal movements. It's like a trendy.
You've
it's
told me about them.
Yeah, it's.
What's
Anyways.
about this later?
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube.
After we've run out of things to talk about.
It's pretty nasty, pretty gnarly. Anyways, more importantly, E3 happened. How long has it been now? A week?
About a week or
2 weeks?
yeah,
It's been 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
because it was June.
It happened
if I remember.
Recently. It happened recently. We did a react to the Xbox showcase, I believe.
Which was pretty
You can
cool.
catch that on our YouTube. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like that one a lot.
like you a lot.
Oh, thank you. Oh. But yeah, so now we're gonna kind of recap it, review it. We're gonna talk about some of the games that we were interested in, some things we liked to see. Yeah. But before all that, Harrison, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man.
What
It's
you
not
been
like
up
I
to?
just got off work or anything.
Ooh,
Nah,
feels good.
but yeah, I've just been. I haven't had time to do much, so I would like kind of lightly followed some stuff. So I have a list of like things that I got hyped for from E3.
Mhm.
I don't know how we want to go about this. Like, are we just doing show and tell, like, or go in a circle? We're gonna figure this out. So
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of overlap, so
yeah, at this rate,
we'll do probably what we always do and just kind of free form it and hope and pray it works.
yeah. But I've been good. Been good. What about you, Luke?
Lordy, what have I been up to?
Same. Exactly.
So I think I talked about this a little while ago, but I think basically maybe in like July or August moving forward, I feel like things are really going to start picking up just in like the stuff we care about, because obviously we're going to have what Shang-Chi comes out soon-ish, and then Eternals, because those are the two Marvel movies I kind of care about. But in terms of gaming, I'm wrapping up this indie game called The Pathless, which is really cool and I really like it. But I think I'm almost done, and I'm trying to think of what I'm going to play after. And I have like two things on my docket, if I remember correctly. There's this, well, I guess there's two. Three. I'm learning to count. But there's this super old PS1 game that it wasn't announced at E3, but it's been on my radar for a while. It's just called Legend of Mana. It's a really old PS1 game, and it's in the like Mana series, but it's this weird offshoot one-off. But I really liked playing it as a kid.
Yeah,
It was that. And this is a game I think I told Ian about. Maybe I told you, Harrison, as well, but some game called The Last Spell. I'm considering checking out. It's this roguelite city builder type game. It looks interesting.
Mhm.
I'm really just in the mood for a city builder because I really like those. It's weird. I really
Oh,
like city builders. I don't like. I like city builders, but I hate micromanaging things.
Mm.
So it's the weird like. There's this tiny sweet spot where I enjoy playing the game because there's that, and I think there are a few others that just randomly came up on my radar over the past
Mhm.
week that I don't know. I'll be like I said, I'm wrapping up. Oh, um, this other game I think I talked once about. It's called Ender Lilies.
Mhm.
Something something something. It has kind of an obnoxious title, but it's going out of early access. I think at the end of the
Oh, cool.
month. So, and it's a Metroidvania,
Mm.
which speaking of Metroidvania, we'll talk about that in a second
Yeah.
with Metroid. But I'm in that phase now where I'm like finishing up my current backlog thing, and then I have to figure out what to do next. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
And then after E3, there are like 4 or 5 things I saw where they're going to go in the backlog, and I'm just going to have to wait and see when I'm going to get a chance to actually play them.
Mhm. Feel you.
Ian, what have you been up to?
Um, that's gonna be pretty short and sweet too. I have not played anything new. I've been playing Stardew Valley and 100%ing um what's that game? Shoot. Into the
what?
Breach. Uh
Oh, nice.
been doing that. I wasn't planning on it. See, at first I was like, I just want to unlock all the mechs and play with them, and then I'll feel like, okay, I got like my money's worth, right? Like
So,
I got to experience the game in its fullness. But then once I unlocked everything, I saw another thing come up that was like, do all the you do like these for like the achievements and stuff in the game, you get like these coins,
mhm.
and that's how you unlocked new mechs. In the game, new mech teams. And when I unlocked all of them, then this new mech squad that you don't get to see, it's just called like Special Squad or something like that, and it costs like 25 coins, which for the currency in that game is a lot. And it actually turns out to be 100% in the game, and so they breadcrumbed me. They breadcrumbed me
I was gonna
on.
say, like, I remember you were playing Into the Breach like 2 years ago.
Uh huh. Yeah.
What made you come back and start playing it?
Sometimes I just want like something really short and strategy based in some way, um to like, you know, just do. It's kind of like an old like back in the day before all these video games, you had people like doing their crossword in the newspaper with their like
Mm-hmm.
morning coffee. That's kind of what I do with really short
Okay.
like video games. Yeah, so that's either like Magic the Gathering or Into the Breach. I did it with it's actually made by the same people. FTL. I
Mm.
did that with FTL though, but sometimes those could take a little longer. But anyways, that's all I've been doing. Nothing really interesting. Waiting for all these new interesting things um, that came up. Yeah. So, how do we want to start this off? Who wants
I
to? Do we
was
want
I
to
was thinking about it. You
go
each
first?
one do we each want to like just drop the thing that hyped us the most? Which
Yeah, well,
hyped
let's just go
Almost.
one at a time.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we're
Okay.
gonna do that, and then I think at least I don't. Yeah, let's just do one at a time.
Yeah.
All right. Then Harrison, you go first.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's like the go-to one, but I'll leave that for you two because I feel like that's more fitting if you guys claim it. But on like
If
the
you're
thing I keep going back to, if you don't, you got if neither of you say it, I'll be kind of weirded out.
I feel like we won't say it, but all right, keep going.
I know, right? I know. But so for me, I keep going back to, so I've watched this trailer and overview and everything about it religiously at this point.
Oh no, I know what this is.
It's Halo Infinite. Like, I'm just super stoked about it. Because,
Mhm.
like, one, I'm like, okay, cool. It's free to play. Well, okay, no, they showed the Master Chief trailer.
Multiplayer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they showed the Master Chief trailer really quickly. And it was, I saw someone do like a comparison of like how it was before versus, or compared to last E3 and this one.
Mhm.
It's like the little details. I'm like, okay, cool. It is like better, but also like the only drop, like it wasn't long. I think their big focus was multiplayer this time around.
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah, I would
if
agree.
you look at the preview, like I think people have like shown like side by side of like how the areas look like and all that stuff. But yeah, like I'm hyped for that. And then like the weird twist of like we have Cortana, but not again. I totally
Yeah,
like
Oh
fake
yeah.
Cortana.
fake I forgot that was a thing, I guess. I don't, because that was in,
I have
it was
so
weird,
many
right?
mixed feelings about what this story is. So.
Yeah. And also I have, well, I mean, we'll see about that because at this point, they had a lot of hiccups. So who knows? Maybe
Like
this wasn't even like, I don't know.
it's just so I almost feel like they just flubbed the game at this
Yeah.
point. And so like it's so weird to me where it was such a huge deal in the original Halo trilogy. You have Halo 3 at the end where like the fate of John and Cortana is left ambiguous, and then you find out in Halo 4 that okay, they get rescued by the UNSC Infinity, but Cortana's been in service so long that they have like AI degradation. And it's like the culmination of that arc is basically John needs to accept that Cortana is going to be gone. And
Right.
there she is right there, this fake Cortana. And like, I don't like, I wonder if the developers wanted that really visceral, like, that's not Cortana feeling. Because immediately I was like, I hate this character. Because like you already had basically a send off for Cortana. And then 5 happened, and that was kind of a debacle story wise. And spoiler alert, Cortana's not really dead. And so you have this like huge mood whiplash in terms of how they're treating John and Cortana's relationship. And I don't know
I feel like that is a little
how they're gonna
intentional
salvage.
because you see the Master Chief and his reaction's pretty much the
Yeah,
same.
like
He's like, I
he's
don't
super
fucking know you.
uncomfortable, but it's like, but like why? Like why do you need to have? I don't know. I because I remember I don't know if it was with you guys, but I had a discussion about Halo with someone. It was basically what is the core, like who's Halo? Is it Master Chief? Is it like Master Chief and Cortana, or is it just like we have this universe and we need to step away, kind of like in Mass Effect? Like at some point, do you step away from Master Chief?
Mm.
And if you don't,
That's an interesting question. Yeah,
because like I mean, what are they gonna do? Like they basically they already had a send off for Cortana, and I feel like effectively Infinite will be a second send off to Cortana unless they keep bringing back different Cortana like archetypes for Master Chief to interact with, and that's just going to be weird. But I think I am in a smaller portion of Halo fans where they really care about the story single player wise, and it just I'm uncomfortable with what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I think gameplay wise, it'll be cool. They've shown off some really cool things, like they have grapple hook, and they still have the sort of wonky gun physics of using explosions to pull guns to yourself. And the fact that Infinite's multiplayer is free to play is great.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be really awesome.
That's all I care about. So
because you probably just care about the multiplayer.
No, I don't because I don't give a shit about the story anymore. They already fucked up like in 5 and 4. I hated 4. I don't know anyone else that liked 4, and if you do, good on you. I hate 4 and 5 a lot. So that's why whatever this story is, if it's good, cool. I'll play it. But in all honesty, because I will even though I don't like it, I'll still honestly buy the campaign because I'm so deep in now. I'm like, it's just that. But
you know what I just saw in this that I didn't catch
the
last
multiplayer?
time? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, on the multiplayer, that dude just reflected a shot. I think I'm gonna hate that. That's gonna tilt me so bad. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna line up a shot, be like, yeah, I got this guy, and then it's like, nope.
It's because you're bad. Get good.
I feel like it's.
I know.
Man. I remember this most in Reach because I think Reach is when they did the big push for like activatable items.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're putting like a really big focus on activatable items in this showcase, but I doubt that's really going to be the case. Like maybe if they do like what was it, like Big Team or whatever. But I feel like in like CTF or just standard deathmatch, you're really not going to see those activatable items. So you might be safe, Ian.
Yeah, and I mean, there's gonna be because I've been playing Master Chief Collection a lot more recently. Like in terms of 4, because there's no 5 on PC, but playing 4, it feels a lot like what they've been that's the direction they've been trying to go towards anyway. With the drops, you get like maybe like Banshees now and all that stuff as a drop. So I think that's kind of dependent on the game mode because there's some game modes that are just straight up TDM or I mean Slayer or I'm sure there's like because you have options, right? Because even in customs, that's what we've been playing a lot too. And yes, Ian.
Wait. Can we rewind that a bit? I just saw. I didn't catch this. When it has like all the Spartans like lined up.
Why do you see Emil's helmet at the very end?
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Look how they did my boy dirty. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that. It's cool. It's badass, but like, come on.
Wait, you guys don't remember? That's just been a thing. It has been a thing,
but it's like,
oh, but this is multiplayer. Okay,
this is multiplayer.
I thought this was going to be like story related.
Oh no,
I was
like,
what?
No.
How?
That's just a decal.
No, okay, yeah.
No, this is multiplayer. Like that's the multiplayer graphic, and then like Chief has its own graphic. But no, I think I think the big thing is free to play. Like I think that just helps because there's a lot of guys like that I play with. They're always like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to buy yet, but at least now it's like it's free to play. You don't have to care. And I think the biggest, and the biggest, coolest thing is the season pass is now like essentially like retroactive, or you have access to like every other.
There's not a limit
on
the season pass, which I think is as like the season passes shouldn't be a thing, but if you are going to have one, you should at least make it as consumer friendly as possible. And so I do like, I liked this specific season set and I missed it. I can just go do it.
Because they already do it now in Master Chief Collection, but I think now it's more like, because it's free to play, I'm like, all right, cool. I get it at that point to an extent. Just because like with Master Chief, you already bought the whole thing. So now they just give you access to every season pass or pass, but whatever. But yeah, no, I think that like they essentially are transitioning that to like multiplayer even more so. So who knows? I think that's just a really cool, like, oh, cool. I missed this season, but I want to actually like play this one. I don't care for this stuff, So I think that's the cool part. But that's just because I'm one of those people that will put like $10 here if it's just for that, like for like 3 months or so. Why not? Because I feel like I'll be playing this a lot more in comparison to like other things I've been playing now.
Do you think
this would be like my go-to?
For us specifically, do you think this is gonna take over our friend group in terms of like?
I mean, that'd be cool, but I feel like at least not you guys, but like maybe like the other guys I play with, yeah, probably. But also, just because I know like some of them like they've been wanting like that. Well, not really. Here's the division. There's Battlefield 2042 also now.
Yeah,
and that one looks really dope.
That looks great.
That looks amazing. And if they pull it off right,
do you think you guys are gonna get it?
I don't know.
Because we have one mutual friend who loves the franchise.
Yeah.
So
it would.
I know one of them that because I was talking with one of the guys this past weekend. And I was like, he's gonna get Battlefield over. Well, he says he's gonna get it because Halo you don't really have to get, but he'll probably put more time into Battlefield more. And I'm like, fair. If it's like Battlefield 4, then yes, I might look into it. But I'm kind of like hesitant because Battlefield, I want it to be amazing, but I also I have a feeling they could botch it easily as well. So I think they have to do something. They have to be so good in that they overtake like the Call of Duty fan base to an extent. Not overtake, but like pull in some of those guys, right? Because I feel like right now a lot of the typical FPS boys are like playing Call of Duty, in all honesty.
Well, I think because the big thing is they don't have like a BR mode in Battlefield, right? Because I think the big pull of Call of Duty is they have standard, multiplayer PvP. They also have Warzone. I feel like that's like a double whammy for Battlefield. Because if I remember correctly, I thought they said Battlefield is just a standard multiplayer. There's no campaign and there's no BR.
I think that's what they said.
To me is good
because I think that's great.
I'm not a fan of the BR genre.
Yeah.
So 2042 is definitely more up my alley. But yeah, I kind of agree. They're in a weird, nebulous, like who is our population of players?
Right.
People who love Battlefield, and then that's probably about it.
Yeah, it's that weird thing. So, if anything, if whenever those two games come out, because I think Battlefield's for sure coming out this end of this year. Is that what it was?
October 22nd, I believe.
Okay. So,
wow.
Yeah, things are finally starting to come out.
For real.
Right.
But anyway, I'm super hyped for Halo multiplayer. That's the big thing. Yeah.
Sweet.
Luke.
Me?
Yeah.
Luke,
me.
You
want me to talk about what I'm excited about?
Yes, because
It starts with an E.
Good.
And it ends with Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, I am very, very, very excited for, and it's it's nice to see, because for a long time they made the announcement a few years ago, and then there's just radio silence.
Yeah,
and we finally get some Elden, and it was kind of like a huge info drop because we got the trailer. And then I believe the director Miyazaki, he had, I think, 2 or 3 big interviews where he just ended up talking about the game.
A little bit after. Yeah.
And like, I mean, I'm already a huge From Software fanboy, so I'm going to get this game. There's really not a question. And it's cool to see, because one of the, I guess, big reveals when they announced Elden Ring is that George R.R. Martin was a collaborator on the project. And it's really cool to see. I mean, because a lot of people riff on George R.R. Martin because, like, oh, he's never going to finish the Song of Ice and Fire. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm super excited because one thing that I absolutely love about the Dark Souls trilogy and more in Bloodborne is it's a lot of Western influence. And then their latest title was Sekiro, and they went back to like really traditional Japanese mythology and folklore. And now, like with Elden Ring, you have this like really cool mix. I'm hoping, like it's different because Elden Ring is way more Western inspired,
right?
Which is my personal. I prefer that more, but especially George R.R. Martin, I think, really understands. It's more of like Western history, but I think he does have an appreciation for Western mythology. And like his take on it blending in with From Software's take on Western mythology, I think is going to be super cool. And of course, they talk about how, because one of the big sells is that the game is meant to be open world, quote unquote, and it's a lot less. What's the word?
Linear,
yeah. Because I mean, they talk in an interview. It's basically you have 6 main areas that coincide with 6 big bosses.
Mhm.
And you would think like, oh, that's just smaller Dark Souls, because Dark Souls tends to have a few more areas than 6, but
Right.
um I mean, I'm just gonna say like I trust From Software to do it well, because I don't think they've done a bad game.
Yeah.
And especially like they've done all of Dark Souls. I mean, they originally did Demon Souls, they had
Yep.
the Dark Souls trilogy, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and then just to see their like the fusion and the evolution of like their games, I think is gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It looks
Yeah.
really good too. Like legitimately.
does.
I'm like,
It looks
because
great.
is this
And
only it's only PC, or is this on PC, or is it like I can't remember like
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a console release.
yeah, for sure that. I just can't remember it was
I don't. Well, I mean, I guess they
or was
had
it exclusive?
Bloodborne
Yeah.
was exclusive, but
Yeah.
I don't think this will be exclusive. But I might be crazy.
I'd be very sad if it was.
If it is exclusive, I
I'll
don't
never
care,
get
because
a
I'm
PS5.
gonna get a PS5 for this game. Like, this
Are
is
you? I don't think they exist.
when
man.
I get a chance, I will get one. I will say, but
I saw one this past weekend actually.
Oh,
You didn't buy it?
It wasn't mine. No, because it was being passed off, and I'm like, man,
they
that's nice.
do exist,
I was
They
like,
do.
dang.
but yeah, like Elden Ring to me is just it's gonna scratch that itch that has been itching me for like 5 years.
Mhm.
All platforms, by
Because-
the
It's
way.
different.
Like I did play Sekiro and I just didn't really dig it.
Mm,
And that's
Mhm.
mainly just a riff on I didn't really care about the mythology.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Whereas Elden Ring just like it hits.
It
Hits me.
hits.
So
It's
Yeah.
different.
like that shot right there where it's like the howling wolf man,
Mhm.
it hits different, because basically Demon Souls and Dark Souls wouldn't exist without Berserk. And the author of Berserk passed away maybe a month ago. And that
Yeah.
shot in the trailer of the wolf guy is like, that's guts right there. I'm just like, I'm ready, because
Mm,
they don't really acknowledge so deliberately their Berserk influences. Like, you can tell, like when you go into the game, like, oh, Artorias, he's basically guts, and then the great sword weapons is like the Dragon Slayer. But just like that's such an iconic shot from Berserk, and they put it in game. It's like I just nerd out because I'm excited, and this game is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
so good. It's like definitely most anticipated, I feel like.
Yeah, I think everybody was just kind of waiting to say, like, are we gonna get Elden Ring or not?
Mhm.
And we got it. So that's my number one, hands down, not even close. Elden Ring. What about you, Ian? Unless that was yours too,
Uh,
which get wrecked.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty close. I never have number ones though.
Yeah, you never do.
So I will choose
How do you feel about
something else.
then? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, what? How do I feel about
I was
what?
gonna say, like, how do you feel about Breath of the Wild 2?
Well, I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan, so
That's fair.
I'm a fake fan.
I mean, the game's pretty trash. That
I
franchise
didn't
is
say it, not me.
garbage.
doesn't deserve any of the accolades or the
Man,
popularity.
we're getting canceled.
Hot takes.
Luc Tran and Ian Eatwell do not
Hot
speak for
take.
Harrison Ngo on
He's trying to separate himself from the.
But
No, I am very very excited for that.
Oh, really?
Even though I still haven't like played through first Breath of the Wild, I'm still excited for it, and eventually I will play through the first one.
the only
X to
like
death.
they have the easiest way to make me interested is if, hey, we removed weapon durability. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'll play the game.
Mhm.
I'm super curious if they do. Like, I feel like,
Huh?
or yeah,
I'd be interested
we'll
to
see.
see,
I'd be curious what
Yeah.
changes they make on that one.
or maybe add
I've-
in some kind of at least
Repair
resource
mechanic.
repair. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, at least I have a repair mechanic. That was what I was
Yeah.
thinking too.
Mhm.
But I don't want to get my hopes
So
up. Like knowing them, I feel like they'll just keep that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
yeah,
be surprised.
yeah. So what I'm gonna say is one of the ones that I want to talk about is kind of a weird one, but it's let me find it here real quick. It's Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of
Oh
Oh
Hope.
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, Luke
So
doesn't like that either. God
No,
damn
I'm
it.
not. I'm not gonna say whether I like it or not yet. I have opinions about it, but
Okay, all right.
so I loved the first like Mario plus Rabbids,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect to. I thought it was weird. I like just started watching someone playing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucking loved it. And it's probably
Great.
because I do like the like XCOM or other games, those types of
like
strategy games.
tile-based tactics.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good description. But yeah, I loved it, and it like I don't know how, but they just made it work really well. Like the humor with the like Mario universe, I guess. I just think they did a
Mm-hmm.
really good job with it. So I'm actually very interested to see what Sparks of Hope will be because they're they said that it's not going to be the same type of game. Like it's not going to be tactics, like a tile tactics.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah,
damn.
it's going to be something completely different. And I don't think they
Didn't
said
they show
exactly
gameplay
what.
of it though? That
Yeah.
it was a tactics RPG?
Did they? I don't
Or am I
think so.
crazy?
I that's why I was like, I thought so too.
I thought they showed gameplay and it was just a XCOM clone. In
Is
like
it?
not in a
Okay.
bad way, but
Yeah. Well, all right. Because I was listening a lot. So on the interview that I was listening to, the guy said it was going to be very different from the first one. So maybe it is. I'm kind of waiting here to see if we'll see. Is this just a trailer? Oh yeah, okay.
yeah,
This
so
is
here's
gameplay.
just gameplay. Like that would be really strange to like announce a sequel to the Raving Rabbits and like it's a different game. It's like that's the point is that we enjoyed the
Yeah.
crossover.
It's like they'll
Yeah.
go like,
Well,
oh,
that's
you guys
why I
like
was.
that? Nah.
Yeah. No. See, look. No. This is
Because
just the
like I
open
think
world.
this is like exploration, and then they like when they go into combat, there's like a different kind of combat feel. Because it makes me think of, and I'm gonna save my commentary for when they show if they show any like actual combat gameplay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. So
So
Like
it is a
this reminds
little
me.
different.
This reminds me of. I just dropped them. It's I think Mutant Year Zero. I think was what the game was called.
Uh-huh.
oh yeah.
And it was this blend of real time and like tactical turn based RPG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
versus
this is what it kind of makes me think of
Yeah.
because
yeah.
you don't have like the tile base, but
You
you
don't have
do
the
have
tile.
like
The
your
radius.
movement economy
Area.
is still a thing to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this I got trolled a little bit. I got juked. The way the dude was
The way they
talking, it made me think like, oh wow, this is gonna be something super different.
Hmm.
But no, it
but it'd
looks
be
like
so weird
they're
if they did. That'd be like the
yeah.
weirdest juke too.
Well,
Which
like
is
it is
why I was
cool.
really interested. I was like, oh, what are you gonna do? What is it gonna
What would
be?
you do? What?
I do like the exploration aspect. That does look really
Mhm.
nice. And then
If they flesh that out more, because that was a little bit of a thing in
Mhm.
the first one, but
Yeah.
yeah, if they flesh that out more, that could be really cool to see.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm
Yes.
excited for that because I really liked.
And sorry for those of you
that series.
listening. We have video now, and we're also we sometimes just look at the trailer as well.
we're
So
just watching it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's fine.
it's fine.
You can watch along
I'll
with
get the
us.
heads up.
Um, But yeah, did we want to go through more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
For
Oh, yeah.
sure.
They had some
Uh,
big drops in
Mhm.
E3, so I'm pretty excited. So
I don't
Harrison,
want
go
to talk
ahead.
about this too much. This isn't really. I just want to say really quick.
Mhm.
Who wanted an Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game?
I think that's
That
been
was
in
like
the
the weirdest,
works
but I forgot.
for a while.
I just forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
I mean, that's kind of, I think the Avatar franchise is like, oh yeah, that was a thing.
That's true.
Because, I mean, they're making the movie still, and that
Hey.
movie was supposed to come out in 2016.
We got 3 more.
Yeah, so it's just one of those like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But so the actual one I didn't expect. I mean, I remember hearing rumor mills about it, but actually seeing it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested now. The Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yeah.
I was hesitant about it because it's made by the same guys that made Avengers, but from the way they talk about it and the way they depict it, if they just take out that aspect of the game of like focusing on like online co-op, we're good.
Mhm.
No need to do that. Just make it, because from what I've watched and seen for Avengers, is like it's a solid game. It would have been a very good single player experience,
Yeah.
but
I
then they shoved down the multiplayer aspect
I
of it.
just
think that's bad.
don't think these games will do well.
Mhm.
Like, part of it is just like in terms of visual aspect, because they're, and especially Guardians of the Galaxy basically became mainstream because of the Marvel movies,
Mhm.
and the characters don't look or sound like their movie counterparts. I think that's already like a really weird
Uh,
dissonance you have to overcome. Because I mean
yeah,
that was a big criticism with the Avengers, is like no one looks like their Marvel counterpart, and they shouldn't. But that was the comparison.
mhm.
Mm.
And
I
with
kinda
Guardians of the
like that.
Galaxy being like a more niche franchise, like I mean, besides Rocket and
Mm.
possibly Groot, the other three, and then I think there's Mantis somewhere in there. Like they just don't look like how you, from a movie fan standpoint, they don't look the way you would expect them to look.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's true. But the flip side is they match every other game. Like for Marvel, they're really good about being consistent with like most time it's been consistent with games. So like Avengers was like the weird one, but this one actually matches like their canon game look. Cause like yeah,
Oh.
Rocket Groot actually looks the same. The color scheme and even like the hairstyle for like Gamora looks the same. Drax, yeah. The only difference was like Star-Lord with the hair, but otherwise they're pretty consistent. So when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, that's why I forgot." I was like, "Oh yeah, this was." I didn't think it was made by the same guys, or I think I might be wrong on this one. I don't remember, but I was just already surprised. I'm like, "Oh, these actually look like the typical game look that
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
being consistent with." Like mobile, like I played some mobile games, and Marvel always tries to keep it consistent with that. I think
Mhm.
they try to keep cinematic and games kind of separate.
They have their,
So
like,
with
separate
this one, I was like,
mediums.
oh, okay, this kind of matches. Like they have their criteria. I'm like, I'm sure they have like all that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I guess I just didn't know what to expect with it either, because I was like, I remember hearing like, oh, they're doing a Guardians game. I'm like, how's that going to work? It's probably
Mhm.
a co-op thing, but I guess they're focusing more on Star-Lord on this one. So
Mhm.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But
It'll
pretty interesting.
definitely be something to look at.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
Because I think they even show gameplay. Like, all I remember is there was that combat sequence with the slimes, and
yeah.
it was just like, oh yeah, there's a blue slime and a red slime. That's all I really remember.
But
But
it seems more story based in comparison, but of course we don't like. I mean, they showed like it was an extensive gameplay showcase. I didn't expect
Mhm.
we get like just that amount, which I thought was
Mhm.
cool enough. I'm like, okay, now I have an idea what's kind of going on,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I mean graphics and everything look good. Um, so guess we'll see. Me just being biased with comic books, I'm like, I'm interested,
Mhm.
but that's I guess that was more like I didn't expect it, and I heard about the rumors. I was like, oh, this is cool. Way cooler than expected. One of those things.
I don't know. I might be in the minority here, but I actually like that they look different. I guess I don't know why, but
oh, there it is. Yeah,
it's
Mr. Jelly
square slime. Oh my god.
Oh, but that they look different from like the movies.
Yeah. It's weird. Like I like it more. I like that Star-Lord doesn't look like Chris Pratt. And
I hated how I hate it like when like a lot of games like or superhero games they kind of base it off the movie because one, they never go well. Well, besides Spider-Man, but that's a totally different story. Spider-Man 2. But otherwise, most of the time I'm like, it feels like they're trying really hard. So I like how the direction we're going now with games, at least like comic book games, is like let's just make it its own.
Yeah.
So I agree. I actually like the look of it too. Honestly, Gamora looks way cooler in my opinion.
I don't think they need to copy the movie counterpart, but it's also a matter of I don't like the designs in this game anyway. So I'm gonna be the griping person because I think Gamora. I don't know. Gamora with short hair is kind of weird, and I'm only basing that off of in the Nova comics. Gamora just doesn't have short hair, and she just has a different aesthetic, and it's just that's the Gamora I know probably best because I read Nova a few months ago.
That rocket just got yeeted across that chasm.
Oh yeah, I remember what Gamora looks like now. Yeah, definitely different. Yeah, Gamora doesn't have short hair.
And I mean the design in Nova I don't think is a good Gamora either because I don't like her design. But it's more of just like her structure. I like more because she's basically wearing this like weird cutout leotard and it looks stupid. But anyway,
yeah. And now I see it.
Another
typical
jelly
comic
boy.
book.
Jellies.
Oh, yeah, that's my next pick. Luc's next now.
Speaking of things you weren't expecting, Metroid Dread came out of nowhere for me. And I think it kind of got memed on because like, oh yeah, they just skipped Metroid Prime 4 and they basically just went to Metroid 5, but they're calling it Metroid Dread. And yeah, complete out of left field, especially because like narratively, I think Dread is after I think it was Fusion.
Think so.
Because like the timeline of Metroid is another just kind of wibbly wonky, timey-wimey stuff. Because the last one, at least the last like 2D Metroid, I don't think was Other M. It may have been like
no,
it was like a DS one, I think.
It was usually always a handheld one because I think M was more first person. No, it wasn't first person.
M doesn't exist.
That too.
M just does not exist as a game, but
also facts.
Yeah, Dread looked. When I first saw it, I didn't really like it because like aesthetically, everything looks like weirdly oversaturated. And I think it's like the specific cutscene they used to introduce it. When they get to the gameplay, it's not as bad, but also there's a lot of just like contrasting whites and blacks in Dread. And I think that's a trickier aesthetic to go for. But yeah, once they actually show like, oh, she's wearing what looks like maybe a gravity suit, because it's not like that white and blue suit. Yeah, I was like, I guess. So when I think of Nintendo's big three, I think of it's Mario, then it's Zelda, and a very distant third is Metroid. But Metroid is my favorite. I absolutely love the Metroid franchise, and so I was super excited when
Mm-hmm.
they announced Dread, and I'm still going to be excited for Metroid Prime 4 if
Yeah.
and when it comes out. But Dread will be a really nice appetizer.
Right. I think it's good to just have like in the meantime while we wait. It's
Yeah,
really good. And I mean, I really like the 2D aspect of it. I mean, it's just nice to go back to that style because it's the classic Metroid. That's why we have like
yeah,
that genre essentially.
Yeah.
Metroidvania. So I'm excited for that. I think it's just nice to have something while we wait. It's like probably like that. Hey, we're still working on it, but in the
yeah.
meantime, while
Don't
you wait for
forget,
Prime,
here's a piece of candy to tide you over.
yeah, nah, it looks so good. I actually can't wait for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
It'll be cool. I don't know if I like that new suit, but we'll see.
Mm.
Yeah. It looks like one of the like off skins on a Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, because even when they did the fusion suit, it took some getting used to, but it
Mhm.
still kind of kept the overall shape. And then this, whatever this suit is, it's just like a different take, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I like it. I'm excited for this too. I like how they almost implement um like a Resident Evil unstoppable enemy, like
Mhm.
almost
Mhm. I
um
mean, that's what they had in
element to
Fusion
it.
too.
Mm-hmm.
They had the like SAX88 parasite or whatever it was called.
Oh, that's right.
It was
Yeah.
like
Okay.
basically
Yeah.
anytime that thing came up, there's a sequence of you trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And so this
Forgot about that.
funky robot that you need to like run from, or like you have like the stealth ability.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna be excited.
be excited about it.
But you, Ian,
Dude, let's see here.
What else you got?
What's the next?
what's the next thing?
Dude, there's so much. Just as like a side note, there were so many indie games
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indie games are
that
all over the place.
they look so good, man. Like
Dude, I do
within the
appreciate how
past,
Steam lets you play the demos for a lot of them.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
Yeah. Dude, just within the last like few years,
yeah. Indies have
it
become
just popped off.
a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Man, what
Because
was the
I was gonna say like Solar Ash, and we've seen Solar Ash stuff before, but I think they had another trailer or maybe some gameplay of Solar Ash, and
Yeah.
it's the same people who did Dead Cells. For people who don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and Dead Cells was really cool, and Solar Ash just looks like more Dead Cells esque gameplay. So I'm completely down.
Mhm.
Yeah. The other thing was Life is Strange True Colors.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that because I know Harrison was a big fan of Life is Strange, and I was too.
Did you play Luke? I forgot. Or did
My
you watch?
girlfriend played all of them,
Oh yeah. Okay.
so I've seen it
got
all.
you got a back seat to it, yeah.
I'm backseating.
But yeah, I liked what I saw. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
It's cool.
I like the new
Do you look
powers.
into the one with the brothers? I fell off on that
Oh,
one. That's when I fell off because
oh,
I was
really?
like I wasn't really interested. I guess.
No,
I guess I didn't hear much about it.
yeah, me neither. I was interested when I saw like the trailer and stuff, but then when
Mhm.
I guess it just kind of fell through when it actually came out. It just kind of fell through my cracks.
Yeah. Cracks.
My cracks. But yeah, so I might actually go back and either watch or play that. But
Mhm.
this one looked really cool. I really like the
Like the
like
the
the
premise of it looks.
emotion
Yeah, I like the.
power that they're going for.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I really like, I don't know, I'm just a sucker for the like small town but mysterious happenings story.
Mhm.
Like that's always really fun to me. So
Yeah,
uh
it's great.
yeah.
I also like how it was really funny because they're essentially remastering the original Life
Hmm.
is Strange,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I was showing my girlfriend, and she was, oh, is this one? Like, it was one of the games I recommended her to play at one point,
Hmm.
and I was like, hey, look, they're remastering it. Just saying, it'll be on Switch because she essentially just lives on the Switch. So I was like, just saying, cough, cough, just totally do
Not a
it
bad place to
in the
live.
meantime. But yeah, I'm also excited for this too. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What do you got, Harrison?
Okay. Oh, well, a lot of my stuff I feel like is from Nintendo because I feel like they had a really strong presentation this time around in comparison to like a
Yeah.
lot of other things, right? Like
Yeah, they're great.
this
I
one
am
random.
so
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I am kind of avoiding the Xbox thing since we just kind of uh reacted to everything. But if you guys
Yeah.
want to pull from it, you can. I'm just saying I'm not looking at those.
I only have
Uh,
like one other I'd probably talk about briefly. So
Yeah.
okay.
I think same. I
Sick.
didn't like we said, like there wasn't much from Xbox. Like it was cool, but I didn't have much to like pull from. It was kind of like expected. I feel like whatever they dropped, I'm like,
Mhm.
cool. That's yeah.
Either
What?
expected or like we just need to know more
Yeah.
because there was
And
that like
it's
new
also Xbox.
the Redfall.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of stuff. It's really cool,
Mhm.
but I think I just need to know more. One random thing, just super nostalgic, really cool. Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, wait, I got triggered, I got flashbacks, I all these emotions.
You
Cause
remembered all
like
the friends you lost?
oh my gosh, we played
All the
that
enemies
so
you did?
much back then. We played the
Mhm.
64 one so much. I
Yeah.
hate all of you for it.
Mhm.
So no, seeing all that, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a nostalgia bait and it's working. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Like the maps, it was like what Peaches yeah, here. So
Yeah.
I needed it. Yeah, birthday cake. The space one. Space Land. That's the one where I
Spaceland,
was like,
that's
whoa,
classic.
that's such a classic. Oh my god. I want that, and I really hope they put Western on there. That's
And
it.
that mini game,
No,
the
the face
freaking
pull.
octagon mini game,
Yeah.
the face one too, but
No, all this stuff. I was like, I saw all this. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. I might just buy this day one because like me and my girlfriend play like Mario Party once in a while, but
oh, cool.
it doesn't hit. I was just like, there's something off about it, and I'm like, maybe I'm just a sucker for the 64 version. And
Nostalgia.
I don't know how much they're gonna change it. Maybe it is like I don't know. Is it a remake? I have no idea what's going on, but it looks really good. I mean,
Mhm.
ah, gosh,
Yeah,
yeah, can't wait.
this is pretty cool.
It looks unexpected again. Like another, I was like, oh, and yeah, it's coming out this year. Like, what?
Yeah, I think Nintendo probably had the most, like the quickest turnaround times for their releases
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because they would announce it and they're like, oh, I mean, what Breath of the Wild was next year, and that's probably
Yeah,
like the latest one they announced.
yeah,
Everything else is like, in a few months' time, or even like it'll be like
or even
early
like early.
2022.
Yeah, yeah,
So
crazy.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, that's my quick one. Luke, I don't know where. I'm still
I was
figuring
going
out.
to talk about Plague Tale: Innocence, the sequel,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's made like that was a game that my girlfriend played, and she really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it too. It's one of those. I feel like it's in the same line of A Life is Strange, where
Mm-hmm.
it's more about the story than the gameplay, but the
Yeah.
gameplay is still like engaging. It's not just like a point and click adventure, like how some like story games are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it helps that like I think the story and the universe they set up in the original Plague Tale: Innocence was also like it kept me interested enough because it's just like because it deals with rats and it makes me think of Dishonored, and I really liked Dishonored's
Yeah.
world building. So it's like, oh, giant plague of rats, spooky. I'll be down for it.
Yeah.
I didn't play. I think I wanted to play the first one, and then when this popped up, I was like, oh, maybe I should play the first
It's
one.
fun.
Yeah.
It tickled that itch for me of like, oh, I want like an engaging puzzle game
Yeah.
and not just I'm playing a crossword puzzle type game.
Yeah.
But
That's too real.
I'm really excited. And just yeah, like kind of what Ian said, like this isn't really an indie game, but like indies and just new IPs in the past few years have like rocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of them where like I'm just really excited for it. Little rat.
Yeah. Requiem. So cool.
Speaks
Oh
to
yeah, that's
your...
2022. Yeah.
Yeah, speaks to my rat jam.
There were two that are kind of outside of my my normal wheelhouse of games, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find the second one. I can't find it for some reason.
What's the first one?
But
Yeah,
the
what's the first
one, they're basically two skateboarding video games.
Oh.
There's
Oh.
Skatebird,
Was
which
the
is
other one?
just birds on a skateboard, and then there's Something City, and I forget what it is. It's called Something City. Let me. I'll look for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Skatebird's literally just bird skateboarding, and I love it. Like, I don't know why I want this, but I do.
Does it just speak to your like child brain?
Probably, yeah. Just reminds me of like Tony Hawk days.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
And
you're straight up
looks
just
fun.
riding on.
Like,
what the heck?
I'm kind of into it.
You're wearing little headphones and everything. Oh
And I
my
don't know
gosh.
why. I think I also
Wait.
really like the environments. It's
Yeah, it's like
a different kind
Yeah.
of skating rink.
uh-huh.
Is that a pizza box? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's cool.
No, I think Ian really likes this game because they're showing off all the character customization, and Ian likes character customization.
Styling
Uh,
birds. Yeah, what the? Oh my gosh. Wait, where was this show? Was this an indie game too?
It's probably in the indie
believe-
show.
Okay.
Looks like Summer of Gaming. So
Yeah,
Oh, Summer Gaming. Okay, that makes sense.
I
That makes
believe
more
it was.
yeah, August
sense. Skatebird.
12th. So in 2 months' time, it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 months. You can
And then the other
skate.
one was really interesting. I don't remember the name, and I can't find it right now. But basically, it was like the city was all red, and then the track that you were skating on was blue. So anybody who saw that will probably remember it. It was
Okay.
it's pretty eye catching in terms of
Yeah.
that design. But and that for like kind of the same reason. I don't know why. I just liked both of them. They looked cool.
Just
Okay.
skating.
Mm-hmm.
Skating.
Skate.
Oh, man. My turn. Is it my turn now?
I think
Yeah.
so.
How many more do you guys have? I'm like my
That's
starting
about
to
it.
get-
I mean, like,
Yeah.
there are other games that like I think
Oh,
I
got
would
it.
only care about. So
It was called Ollie Ollie World.
Ollie Ollie World.
That was the other skateboarding one that I liked a lot.
Ollie Ollie World. Oh, okay. I remember. I think I saw this.
I think a large part of this one is because the trailer is very funny. It's
Huh.
Very
Very
funny.
goofy.
I think I
mhm.
saw
It
like
makes me think of Rocket Power for some reason. That like really old 90s.
because it's the beach.
Yeah.
Because it's the beach and you're
Yeah.
skating and it's,
Woogity woogity.
dude. I bet you there's gotta be some sort of like relation,
Some inspiration or
some
something.
inspiration
Yeah,
or something.
definitely.
Oh, okay. I
Really
see.
cool,
I see what's
definitely.
going on. Huh. Yeah, I'll check this out after.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Mhm.
The only things that kind of popped up for me, we kind of touched on it. Breath of the Wild. Kind of curious. I read more about it, or I read theories about it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? It was an Xbox. The one that was kind of interesting, but I probably won't play, to be honest, is what was it? Redfall? Was that the one? It was
Redfall,
the one
yeah.
they showed at the end. Yeah. That looked interesting, but also like
Mm-hmm.
the trailer is cool, but who knows? The game may not be like I might not vibe with the game.
It's just it to me is just Left 4 Dead with vampires.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm already not interested in Back 4 Blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I'm kind
I
of
don't know.
like the trailer looked cool. I'm just kind
Yeah.
of meh.
Just don't know what to expect.
Meh.
Because like I mean it's like if there's powers, sure, why not? Change it up.
I think the other thing too is like it's also like a hero survival shooter.
Yeah.
And so both that and Back 4 Blood are like hero based.
Mhm.
So I'm not as interested.
Yeah.
But it looks cool because like a super powered shooter.
Yeah. I guess we'll see because it looks like it has potential, but also like it. I don't know. I feel like it has the potential to fall short.
Mhm.
Like very much. It could get. I wonder if it's one of those that like will play like people will play for a bit and then it's like gone. Like
Yeah,
no one
it's like
talks about it again.
Greedfall. It comes out, people play because it's the only thing out, and then they're like, "All right, we're done."
Yeah. The other one. Okay. The other one I just think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Only because of like the premise. That Final Fantasy Origin game.
Origins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
that's gonna be very interesting because
hold on.
they showed gameplay.
They showed
the gameplay looks good.
The demo.
The
There was a
trailer
demo.
is just garbage.
Yeah,
but it's also
it's very final.
It's like it's almost like this weird meta. Because did you guys play Final Fantasy 1 like ever?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah,
isn't that because that's the final boss is Chaos, right? Or am I thinking of a different Final Fantasy?
I never finished. I never played through, but I think you might be right. But
like, I'm pretty sure the plot of Final Fantasy 1 was just you're 4 dudes, here's a ball, go kill Chaos.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think it's like partly making fun of the premise, but people have been doing some like weird crackpot theories about the game is going to be like way weirder than people put on.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I remember watching this.
Well, because in the original, there's 4 characters, right?
Yeah.
There's a party of 4. And the entire trailer is like, where's the 4th guy? They only show their party of 3. So like, where's the other dude? So people are like, there's going to be some weird, like, meta time travel-esque thing, potentially. Because, like, the game is just off in some way.
Yeah.
So, like, I wouldn't put it past this game to be, like, a weird reimagining of Final Fantasy 1.
My one thing was like, and I remember like all the memes about it was like, look at these, like the main dude. They like I've seen some people do demos later, but it's just like they just showcase him in like essentially like his like t-shirt and jeans is what it feels like.
Yeah, he's just
a
dude with a sword.
He's just a dude with a sword. And I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, like he just has a button-down shirt.
It just feels so out of place.
A giant knight.
But it still has the Final Fantasy aesthetic that I'm not very surprised with, but also like I'm confused.
It's very Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I was like 15. But apparently, like, there's the demo. Only a few people was able to play the demo because apparently some people couldn't even start it up. But it's on PS. Like, you could play it on PS5, and just start up your PS5, easy. Give it a shot. I need
Ranger of Paradise.
I like that one. I think he wants to kill Chaos, but I have no idea. But yeah, that's the last one on my list. That was that caught my attention because I was like, interesting.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was. I was like, oh, okay.
it is odd. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that one.
Anything else, Luke? Or
Something
I
I
just
will
wanna say-
say
Oh,
that
go
Oh,
ahead, Ian.
Final Fantasy has started doing is like normal urban streetwear clothes, but then magically sword sits on back without without any
That's what
doesn't
I'm really excited for
magic.
16
magic.
because 16 I think is going back to
It's going back.
Mhm.
like swords and sorcery type fantasy and not
Mm-hmm.
modern high fantasy.
Did they?
Yeah.
They didn't give it like a year for that, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
It probably won't come out till like 2023.
It'll
to
probably
be
be a
real.
while.
Mhm.
That's the one I wanted more info on. Is that one?
Yeah.
Can't
I'm
wait.
just I think it's really funny we're talking about like what are some of the most like interested ones you're in, and none of us said Starfield. I just think it's funny.
I mean,
I just want
it's.
more.
I want more
I want to
info
see more, I
again.
guess.
Yeah, because
We
we got.
We also
it
kind of
wasn't.
talked about it in the
we did, but
thing.
I'd like to reiterate that
Yeah, go for
Just
Starfield
point.
is
No, just point that out.
strange.
Yeah.
That's because like we all have a friend who's so far in love with Bethesda. He's like, Bethesda can do no wrong.
it. Mm.
And I'm part of me is like kind of hoping Starfield is just like a whatever game.
Wait, who says that?
But
We'll
yeah.
talk about it. But
Starfield
Because-
was and I mean, yeah, it was like a minute teaser trailer, but
yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see what Starfield will be like.
essentially
But-
space. You were right. That's exactly what
Yeah,
this
it's
is.
Skyrim in space.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah, I
just
don't have
won't-
anything else to talk about.
I, dude, I mean, I could make a list of all the indie games that
Could you?
I'm interested in.
Would it be just a literal list, or would it be a ranked list?
No, it wouldn't be
You
ranked.
put
It
it-
would just be a
Yeah,
list.
it would just be you talking about the indie showcase.
Yeah, basically.
Which
Just
they had some
coward.
good ones. Don't blame
They
you.
had a lot of good ones. But I guess something that there's Far Cry 6, but I think,
No, random
Oh.
one. But yeah, Far Cry 6.
yeah, there's Far Cry 6, but I think like for me, it's just like the formula is been the same
It
now
it's
for
just
a
a
while.
different
so I'm just kinda
location.
like, all right,
Well, no. Also, Far Cry 6 looks more over the top, and I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
just the direction they're going for. Which I'm like,
Mhm.
cool. But I've also kind of fell off Far Cry since
Yeah, I did too.
4.
It's a weird franchise because
Yeah,
I remember playing 2, and 2 was like a very serious,
yes, it was more
more
serious.
nitty gritty, and
Yeah.
then 3 got
Started
kind
getting
of bro, and then
Like, the
everything
plot.
after 3 just went insane.
yeah.
Especially because like in 6, it seems to be like the plot wise, it's you have what looks to be a dictator and you're a freedom fighter,
Mm-hmm.
What's
and
new?
the gameplay is like, here's a CD gun, and here's a weaponized chicken. It's like, okay, we just don't know what we're doing at this point.
You know what? You know what it feels like? It's like it feels more Saints Row. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're going like on a Saints Row type,
Like it
or
started
like
out
a Just
serious
Cause type thing,
and then just started getting more ridiculous.
yeah,
Mhm.
Which I mean, it looks fun to an extent, but also I think there's an identity crisis just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of mood whiplash.
yeah.
It's like here, was it the game? They had a gameplay one, right? They had a gameplay trailer,
They had
but
a lot.
A
it
little,
was
yeah.
it was just so weird. But
Mhm.
I like. I think the villain would be cool to an extent, but I guess we'll also see.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
Yeah,
like
we
that's
saw
kind
that
of
guy
their
in-
like
in,
downfall is they always try to have like really cool villains,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
the game just meanders because it's more of like we want to show you this badass villain,
mhm.
Yeah.
and that's it.
It's like
I think
it's
people
like
people fell in love so much with
Voss from 3.
Voss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think it feels like they keep trying to like recreate.
Yeah, they're
or
trying to
make
They
like
want to get
a
get
that.
him
one-up
back because
version.
they had Pagan Min,
Yeah.
who was interesting, I think. But yeah, like they're just trying to make cool, edgy villains.
Yeah. Because then, yeah, 5 was when I was like, well, I think 5 was also the issue of like we're like in the US, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this feels like it could, like this feels weird.
Oh,
how
right,
weird
it was
but
the cult stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like it's also
in like the
they keep
Midwest or
trying to
something.
make, because I think they even deliberately said like Far Cry 6 isn't like a political game.
Mm.
And it's like you've been making political games since 4.
Yeah.
The Far Cry franchise since 4 has been about politics. You just won't say that for some reason.
It's like we aren't a political game.
Yeah.
I think
it's
they
like-
did that too at one point. Like they're like, yeah, we're not.
Well, I think they said it for 5 and 6 explicitly.
Oh, here's the
Look,
Yeah,
weaponized
they
chicken.
like they have a battle
Let him
chicken.
go.
chicken.
Oh man.
It's
Man.
like yeah, like they have an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you go.
I was curious what you guys thought about this because both of you were fans of Borderlands and played them.
Oh, are you talking about like the Tiny
Tiny
Tina?
Tina.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Yeah.
Uh,
Are you guys interested in that at all?
Not really.
not really.
No. Okay.
Dude, I didn't even
Like
watch
I think
that
it's cool
showcase.
because it
Yeah.
looks to be just a continuation of Tiny Tina and the Assault on Dragon Keep,
Yeah.
which was the DLC for Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
But kind of like my issue in Halo, like Tiny Tina, like the DLC for Borderlands 2, Assault on Dragon Keep,
Mhm.
had its own enclosed narrative where it was dealing with Tina dealing with trauma. And now they're just taking that same setting to just I don't know the story or the plot for the new DLC,
Mhm.
but it just seems kind of, in terms of narrative, it seems cheap.
It's like it's like a baity thing. It's like, oh hey, we know you guys like this.
Yeah, like we
So
know you
remember
guys like Tiny
liked it.
Tina, so we're gonna make you play it, and it's just gonna be worse
Mhm.
because there isn't a huge like narrative and character stake.
Yeah, but they got
And
like
also,
a lot
like
of good.
I do not care for Borderlands 3.
Mm.
I never played it, and I thought it was bad. So I'm not gonna get Borderlands 3 just to
Sorry.
play this DLC.
Wait, is this? Oh, this is a DLC too, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay,
I actually did
Or is it
not.
You know what,
or is
you're-
it standalone?
dude. I don't know. Like straight up, I
I
actually don't know.
thought it was
I
standalone,
thought
but
I
it might
thought
be
it was
DLC.
standalone.
I assumed it was DLC.
See.
Oh no, I think it's
But if it's like, I mean, if it would be like the
nope,
pre-sequel,
standalone.
Because the pre-sequel was like kind of a standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just
Yeah.
do not care.
and who knows? Like, because I know like a good chunk of our friends does like Borderlands out too. So if it is a standalone and people like it,
It looks to be
sure.
a separate standalone game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows?
yeah, I'm just no, I don't care enough.
Did you
Mhm.
guys see how I know our editor did because we both have it on our wish list. Lost Ark that got dropped at the Summer Games Fest because it was like it was a Korean MMO action RPG. So
Yeah, I
I
know
don't
what
know
you're
if I
talking
saw
about.
that.
And-
We've shown it to you, Ian. It is the most balls to the walls animation bonanza because
Okay.
it's like an MMO ARPG along the lines of like Diablo. And I know the big sell is that it's big in Korea, and then I think
Mhm.
Amazon Games is doing the release for the Western audience.
yeah,
Mm.
I didn't know that they actually dropped something over the course of E3.
it was the Summer Games Fest, so
Summer
it wasn't
Games,
even.
okay,
That's why.
so
Yeah, so it's like
news to
before.
me, but
Yeah,
this is
So, people have been
yeah.
waiting for this to get ported into like the US because we weren't sure. I think the big thing was that we weren't sure who was going to take it on.
Mhm.
I guess Amazon Games, but it's not like they're. It's not like they're making it. It's just like I think they're
No,
just
they're doing
essentially
like
just handling the
port or something.
yeah
I don't know.
yeah
Oh yeah, they didn't develop it.
no. So
But
that's why I was like, okay, that's not as bad. But it looks. I've been
Oh,
kind of following this
it
for
is
a while.
completely
yeah,
over the
I
top,
remember this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
which
remember
I'm
like watching
I'm
the
down for.
movies.
pretty excited for it. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
it's cool. Like I think the moment I added it, I saw it, I added it to my wish list. I was like, someone else added it. I was like, oh, it's our editor. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he told me about this game, God, like 5 years ago.
It's
I
been so
think.
long. It's been so long.
Yeah, and I've been like keeping up with it,
the
and
dream come
I do
true.
really like the ARPG genre,
Yeah,
so I'd probably play it because it's supposed to be like ARPG gameplay, but in an MMO setting.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So
So
we'll see
we'll
how that
see.
goes.
that's
We
cool.
will see.
Because like at least my personal experience with Korean MMOs have been trash.
Oh,
Fair.
So
Very fair. It's all aesthetics.
but those are more in traditional MMOs and not like a pseudo MMO ARPG.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. I didn't know they dropped a trailer. That's actually pretty cool.
Mhm. It's gonna planned release, quote unquote, is end of the year, like December 31st. So easily could be 2022.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any sort of weird delays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, it says fall on there, but on Steam it says this. Huh, that's fine. Good job.
Hmm.
Typical Amazon. Yeah, that's all I got. That was the last thing. It was the first thing on my list, but because I scrolled down, it got cut off, and I was like, "Huh, I forgot about that."
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about
Besides,
Battlefield, but I already said my piece with that one.
Mhm. Yeah. Besides some like sequels or some updates, yeah, I think that's kind of it for me too. You guys know Brawlhalla, right?
Yeah,
So
bigger than expected.
they had the like game update. Yeah, I didn't know that that was still a thing. I didn't know that that still had
Dude,
people playing it,
it's
which I'm really
people
surprised
play
about.
it. I'm very
Because
surprised still to this
yeah,
day.
I just thought that
I
was
mean,
really
it's free. Isn't it free? I thought, isn't it
Oh,
free?
is it?
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
think. No, yeah, it's free. They
Oh
have a
wow.
lot of like you can buy certain DLCs or champion stuff and all that, but
Mhm.
otherwise the
Sure.
base game is free.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
'Cause I think a recent one like they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it or
Yeah,
something.
that's
Yeah.
the one
I'm
that
too busy
yeah.
playing Guilty Gear, so I don't care.
Oh, you're playing that?
Um
Oh, we'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
I'm still playing
yeah.
Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Dang.
Uh the only other thing. Actually, okay. I do want to talk about this because I think it's really interesting and for at least from what I understand that it is.
Okay.
It's called Phantom Abyss. Have you guys heard of that?
Yes.
Or have you
Think
seen it?
so?
It's
Think
basically
so.
like an obstacle course. You're this person who's running through this temple, but
Yeah, you're the one who told
it's
me
all
about it.
online, so there's a bunch of other people doing it too. Um and it's kind of rogue like ish, I guess, because each time you go through a temple, it's different every time. It's different temples, but only one person can complete a temple. So you see like people running through this specific like
Yeah.
structure here. Only one person will get to the end and then no
Oh.
one else can run it again. It's like a really weird um
It's like roguelike speedrunning, basically.
yeah, yeah. It's really interesting cuz it's like
Huh.
I
This
don't
has Oh,
like
this go on.
I'm just thinking about like all the implications of that. It's really interesting because then you're like, you get to be like the person who completed this like temple or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Which is really cool. But also, then because they're limiting that so much, you then you run into like there's only so many iterations you can do, right?
Or do you feel like it's just like when you say that? Do you think it's just like sections? They say that you finished that temple, but do you think it's like, hey, this section and this section, flip it? If you get what I
Yeah,
mean, right?
I
So
mean, I'm
then,
sure. I don't know how they're like, I don't know if it's just, I don't know if it's like a, yeah. I
like,
mean,
are
I'm
like
sure that they have to do that.
how serious are they talking about? Like how you'll never
Yeah, like
when they
How
this
say you'll
game
never
will
see
serious
this
live or
are
temple
die.
again. Yeah,
Yeah.
This game lives or dies by how well the dev team supports
Mm-hmm.
the actual
whatever.
like
Like, yeah,
gameplay loop.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Because
just,
in my
it's,
head, I'm just assuming, oh, like yeah, you're the only one that finishes that temple because you
mhm.
happen to get like that order. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
Yeah.
in my head. That's how the temple layout is working. I have no idea how they said they would set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess it's easy to me. It's just easy to me to say you're the only one that ever finished this combination of a temple.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Well,
Kind of weird.
like because like the other players, like those are their, like it's like a Dark Souls sprite. Like
Mhm.
they're running the exact same layout as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, Harrison?
No. Yeah. Yeah. So is
Okay.
that like you're in a lobby or is that just?
I would
I mean,
assume you're thrown into a lobby and they just take a group and just like everybody gets the same dungeon, but I don't know for sure.
From what
But
I've seen of gameplay, because I watched a streamer playing it, um, I don't know if they got like a early access thing or something like that, but from what I've seen, you have like an initial thing that's the same for everybody. Um, you get to like this idle thing or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's like I don't know, through like story exposition, it's then it like inserts you into the actual like randomly generated temple.
mhm.
So there's like the beginning part is the same all the time. You get to the thing, at least for like the first time you're playing. And then you get into a temple and you start to see people running around. So I think it's just I don't think you're necessarily in a like at least
Which
not in like a I'm a like waiting for a lobby to like fill and
right,
then go in, right? It's just
right.
kind of shooting you in there from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's on early access now on Steam. You can like
Yeah,
pay for
yeah.
it now. You could just get in. So
I just thought that was really interesting. If they do it well, I think it would be really cool.
mhm.
Uh, but yeah, like Luke said, it kind of just depends.
I'm curious, so I'll kind of look into this more.
hmm
So
And the game, like the gameplay, looked really like fun.
yeah,
The all the like platforming and then the stuff with the whip. Yeah, it looked really cool. And I know you can get like power ups too. There's like
mhm.
stuff that makes your whip longer or other things like that. A double
Yeah.
jump. Yeah. Um.
Sheesh.
Oh no. Other than that, uh,
sheesh.
man, you
I was
guys are
waiting
just
for it.
being so
Waiting for
chuggy.
it. Oh, not your dang it. I was hoping. Okay, I'm done.
Oh.
I'm out.
Uh,
Goodbye.
we're ending it there.
I have
We're
left.
done. But actually, uh, Babylon's Fall. Do you guys remember talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks like shit now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I just wanted to say that got
That's all
shown
I have
off.
to say. It looks terrible.
So,
It actually looks terrible.
I remember we like watched like a trailer a long ass time ago, and we
Yeah,
were
they had
like,
a
"Oh wow,
teaser
this
3
looks
years
really
ago,
cool." Yeah.
and then like, oh, we have what looks to be more gameplay, and it looks terrible.
hmm
Square Enix is so bizarre in terms of
mm
like the stuff they green light for release.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have, I mean, yeah, you have Final Fantasy, and you have like this, or even I think they technically handled the release of like Balan Wonderland.
mm.
And it's like, what do you people do when you
Oh, yeah,
okay
that
some of your
didn't.
projects?
That did not go well. Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei also got, or they dropped the new one on Switch, I think, too.
Mm.
What I remember. That's cool.
Shinigami. Yeah. Orcs Must Die 3 is out. Or not out, sorry. Got showed off. That was
Announced.
cool. Announced, yeah.
But
yeah, other than that, I guess we can
my
call it
list is
there
depleted.
because otherwise we're just going to be running down the
The
entire
list.
list.
Running down the
Yeah.
list, yeah, essentially.
But yeah, so thanks everybody for listening. You know, let us know what you were excited about. I'd be curious to see what other people are interested in. Hit us up in those comments on YouTube. Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. You can tweet us any topic or suggestions at SuperBoss Pod. If you are on YouTube, do the YouTube stuff. You know, do the thing that everyone tells you to do.
It's like everything.
Yep. Yeah, so let us know how we're doing. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it. As always, I've been your host, Ian Eatwell. My co-hosts are Harrison Ngo and Luc Tran. And we are signing off.
We'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.